start in 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to the Let's Talk Science's Declassified STEM Survival Guide podcast. My name is Audrey.
And my name is Ramir.
And the goal of this podcast is to talk about the possible career paths one can take in the field of STEM and the challenges one may face in navigating the STEM world.
Today's episode is going to be quite different. We have our LTS team here, and we would just like to connect with you guys and allow you guys to learn a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes, perhaps inspire you to pursue volunteering and further getting more involved in the team.
Yeah, so for those who don't know what Let's Talk Science is, briefly, basically, Let's Talk Science, also known as LTS for short, it's a national award-winning outreach program, and basically our main goal is to promote science literacy to youth across Canada. So we do this through fun, hands-on activities presented to students from kindergarten through grade 12 in the classroom and in the community. But now with the current pandemic, all of our outreaches have been online. However, despite this challenge, we were still able to reach out to almost 4,640 youths across not only our city of Winnipeg and across the province of Manitoba, but as well as youth across Canada. So we actually want to introduce our team to you all. So Ramir, if you would like to do the introduction.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. I got excited. You know, I'm very expressive with my body line. I was like, ooh. Anyways, with that being said, welcome everybody to our podcast episode. I guess we can say this is the last of the season. I'd like to introduce each one of our members. You guys are, you're grown, so you can introduce yourself a little bit about yourself. Let's start with the sites. Well, we already know Audrey. Tell us about yourself, please.
So my name is Audrey, one of the site coordinators for Let's Talk Science at the U of M, co-host of this podcast. And I don't know. I like green, have 2 cats, got a dog, like reading books, like baking. What else? Let's see. I like going on walks to de-stress because right now it's a very stressful time. But yeah. So about me.
Thank you very much. Mika Pineda, one and only. What about yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Mika, and I'm also one of the site coordinators for the LTS at the University of Manitoba. I've been a site for 2 years now. So, and I enjoy cooking. Not really a big fan of baking, but I cook a lot. And then I enjoy reading books. I also like going to walks and riding bike. And yeah, that's pretty much it about me.
Do you have a favorite dish?
Ooh, I love cooking pasta. I kind of mix and match pasta.
Alfredo.
Yes.
I love Alfredo.
Yeah.
I love the white sauce. All right. Thank you, Mika. And of course, we have another one and only, Gabriela Castro. Tell us a bit about yourself, please.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Gabriela Castro. I'm one of the site coordinators for LTS. I've been involved in LTS ever since my first year of university. So in my first year, I was a volunteer, then second year, an assistant coordinator, and third year, now I'm a site coordinator. So it's pretty cool. I have a cat. I like to knit, and I have a fraternal twin sister. That's basically the shebang. Yeah. So
they look a lot alike.
Yeah, tense fraternal. No, I'm just kidding. We look nothing alike. But the funny thing is, I have an older sister who people say you look exactly like each other. So
yeah, they do.
Yeah. That's a funny thing.
Met Gab, and I've met Gab, and then when I met Danny, I just started talking to her like she was Gab, and she was nice, but it was brutal. But
yeah, she did tell me about that. But yeah, this is just how it is.
When I was supposed to go on an outreach with Gab, but she said she was sick, so her sister came with. But I thought it was her, so I was talking to her like she was Gab until she told me that, oh yeah, I'm not Gab. So I was like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. To be honest with you, the first time I met you two, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to differentiate who's Gab or who's Danny. And I was like, okay, I'll just like, say hello, but I don't know who to address. So I was just like,
Yeah, the thing is, people say that people that have been with us for like a really long time and see my three sisters, like all of us together, they say that once you first meet us, me and Danny look like each other, but after a while, Danny and Miggy start looking like each other. So yeah,
okay.
There's that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys don't look alike, right? So
Yeah, I was just
No.
saying, like, knowing you guys, I feel like it's very easy to tell Gab and Danny apart. It's just
Mhm.
when you like meet them.
Yeah,
first.
for the first time.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
good to hear for Reba. We've known each other for like 2 years now. So
imagine if you still don't know.
You should be able to differentiate by now.
yes, yeah.
All right. So, anyways, thank you, Gab, or is it Danny? Anyways, nah, it's Gab. Just kidding. For Reba, or our assistant coordinators now. For Reba, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Friba. I was an assistant coordinator this past semester and another semester in the past. So let's see. I was not prepared with fun facts, but my summer so far has been very relaxing. I have been going on walks every day, except the past few days because it's so freaking hot. I've been reading romance books like a lot. I've started a book club with my friend and we read like one good one and then one bad one. That's my summer so far. I will pass it on to the next person.
Can I just ask a question? What books?
Okay,
Bridgerton?
Pardon?
Bridgerton? Has anyone?
Oh, I watched so good.
I watched it too. Okay, I don't want to go on there. We're going to talk about it on and on, but.
Andre, Kaimo, or is it Kaimo?
Yeah. Well, if we go back to the Philippines, it's Kaimo. But then when I moved here, they gave an accent to it. So it's Kaimo. So either way, doesn't matter. So hi, guys. My name is Andre Kaimo, or Kaimo, wherever you're listening from. I was a assistant coordinator and the incoming site coordinator of LTS. Kind of pressured, actually, because the two sites leaving, Audrey and Gabriella, are amazing. And I don't know how we can, follow in their footsteps. But yeah, interesting facts about me. Well, I don't know if it's interesting, but I like sports. I like to work out. But like, since it's COVID, I can't. I just got a squat rack the other day and it was $600. So my money is gone. Yeah. And another fun fact, which is actually hereditary in our family. When we watch TV or when we're listening to someone, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, if we've met each other in real life, but we tend to go like this, all of us. So if we're watching a movie or if we're talking to someone and we're listening intently to someone, we all go like this. So if you see us all in a movie, you see a row of people from my mom's side going like this. And I don't know why. I don't know
like
what
your analytical
I remember
eye.
that.
I don't know what it is. Like
Not just movies, lectures too.
Oh yeah, lectures.
Really?
So I feel like profs look at me and be like, why is he like that? Oh, actually, if you look at one of the someone from Instagram posted a picture of a lecture hall and you can see me doing that exact face. I don't know which club it was, but they caught me in the act. So yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. All right. Thank you for sharing it. We also have, of course, we also have another member of our team, who is unfortunately not here with us. Linda, we just like to say we miss you, and we hope that you're having a great time. Well, it's like lockdown right now, but
And she's our French assistant coordinator
mhm.
and has translated so many outreaches for us. So grateful for her. Oh my goodness.
I kind of regret not learning French. Yeah, it's pretty important, guys, because it's the second official language of Canada.
Mhm.
So I think it's my turn now. The intro is taking very long, but my name is Ramil Joseph Gabriel Tabbing. That's where I got the nickname RJ. That's my bartender name. I used to work as a bartender before COVID. Interesting fact, I guess that's one. I play the drums and the guitar and the first song I learned how to play was a OPM song by a Filipino band called Parokya ni Edgar.
Okay, what's
It's called,
OPM for our listeners?
oh yeah, it's official Filipino music. I think that's what it's
Original.
Original,
Annoying
yeah.
music.
I forgot. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. It's just synonyms, guys. It's synonymous. Anyways, yeah. So I learned this. It's a song called Guitarra, which is the Tagalog of guitar. And it's because I was like heartbroken, and then I was like, that's what it was about. It's like
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never
between
understand.
them. So,
Your
anyways,
sample.
I'm sick right now, guys. I'm not feeling very
Lies.
well. And my guitar isn't tuned, so maybe in the next season.
Jesus.
Oh. Anyways, we'll move on to the show now. Audrey, what would you like to ask these
All
fine
right.
people?
So, we introduce ourselves as site or assistant coordinators, but you probably don't know what the difference is between a site and assistant coordinator. So, I'll be happy to explain, but I don't know if anyone else wants to explain. Anyone want to take the floor on this? Mika, do you want to explain? She's like the OG, she's been the site coordinator for 3 years.
I think it's only right.
It's only right for Mika to explain the difference.
It's going 3 years. So I would say the main difference. So site coordinators are like pretty much the people in charge. So there's 3 sites, and typically assistant coordinators, we have 4 to 5 assistant coordinators depending on how many we recruit over the summer. And then if we need to, we also like get some assistant coordinators like exclusively for winter term or like just fall term. So I would say like the big difference between the sites and assistant is that sites has a little bit more responsibility in terms of administrative stuff. So let's say logging in CCR hours or like CCR recognition, talking to national office people, like coordinating with them, introducing to them, like if there's a new additional to the team or any challenges that we might have, then we like site coordinators are pretty much the people who first and foremost try to resolve that. And then assistants are, I would say there's like, I would say there's not really a huge difference between assistants and site in terms of even the workload. Because like assistants, they are pretty much able to do as much work as what we do as site. So taking on outreach, creating or hosting a specific symposium or specific event. So yeah, but I pretty much like the big difference is just like there's a little bit more responsibility for sites. And we get to like kind of like decide more on bigger things, but at the same time, all the decisions that we make are kind of like a collective efforts of everyone. If that makes sense. So, and I'm not sure if Gabriella or Audrey would like to add to that.
I agree. And for just one more thing, like you mentioned CCR. For those who don't know what CCR is, it's co-curricular record. So basically it's a record of all of the, I guess, volunteer work you've done as extracurriculars on campus. And so if you're applying for a job, I guess it's like an official document of like all the hours you've done. And so it's really great to have on your resume for if you're applying for a job. So for those who don't know. But yeah, I agree with Mika. She pretty much summed everything up. I don't know if Gav wants to add.
I guess I'll just say that a lot of the things that you don't think about when it comes to LTS, the sites do. So for example, like budgeting and money. So dare I say, all of the not so fun stuff, like we kind of handle that. But I mean, like sites and assistants have like equal freedom to do whatever they want to do. So a lot of our symposiums are run or like headed by assistant coordinators, and they're able to like produce the same quality as sites would. So there's really not much difference. It's just, exactly, responsibilities, like Mika said.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just another way to think of it is like the sites are more connected with the administration and like the faculty of science or something like that. And then assistants will do, most of the things that sites do except for the communications with the administration and assist the site coordinators. So yeah, thank you for telling us that, and hopefully that inspires our volunteers to. Well, it just gives you some insight on what we do.
Yes, for sure.
And furthermore on what we do, right?
Mhm.
What about our outreaches? How do we plan it? What do we really do? What goes on, guys? Because like it just seems like, the kits just appear somewhere and then all of a sudden, oh look, it's an event. What really goes down?
Anyone can take this question.
I can start it off. Oh, sorry.
Actually,
Go ahead.
no, sorry, but go ahead. I just talked. So.
I was just going to say that it starts off with a lot of emails. Like, I think that's like
True.
I think for LTS, half my work is just like emailing people.
Yep.
And
Totally
so
agree.
it can be a little not frustrating, but like there are challenges associated with it and like having that communication. And so I think that's probably, but then once like everything's set in stone, then it's a lot, at least personally, I find it a lot more doable because then I'm like, okay, I can order this and but just like emailing back and forth and waiting for certain things to get done, and educators, I don't blame them. I know they must be very busy. That's kind of what I associate with like organizing an event.
Yeah. And I think it's just like, oh, sorry, Andre, just one thing.
Go ahead.
I think it's like, it could be frustrating, but I think it's because of the COVID restrictions and stuff like that. It's more difficult to communicate with our educators. So yeah, I think that's why, you can think of it that way too, because of given the time right now.
I agree though, because like LTS is so in person, and like a sudden shift to online, like we don't have like a protocol for that. So it was basically for us, it was like trial and error for the most part. Whichever worked for us, we did. If not, then think of another thing. But for the most part, we were fortunate enough this year to have most of the things we tried out working. So I guess we consider ourselves lucky.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad that you pointed out like everything is online. Like I was a volunteer before being a site coordinator. I think since 2017. So I was a volunteer like for 3 years and then just like transitioned into like site coordinator. And it was a little intimidating at first because like the first event that was happening, like the big event was like spooky science. So it was just so much organization. Everything was just, oh, how am I supposed to deliver these kits? Which like activities should be included? How are we going to accommodate all of these students? I think at one point, like everyone knows this, like our registration form was like booked so quickly within like 3 days that we were like, okay, we can't do all of these like 35 live sessions in a week. So we had to like sort of transition into like on-demand videos. So yeah, it has a lot of preparation in terms of big events. Also just, I guess, coordinating like all the roles to each specific person. So grateful for this team because everyone sort of pulls through, and like if a job needs to be done, like someone is willing to volunteer and do the job. So just shout out to everybody on this team. I'm so grateful. And also Rochelle, she's not with us today as well. She was one of our assistant coordinators in the fall term. But yeah, but it all comes together in the end, and all that hard work pays off, and seeing the kids' faces and like on the outreaches and sharing like how excited they are, it's really fun. But
it's just as fulfilling as if it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And also, I mean, we mentioned this, but we reached out to where is the number? 4,000.
4,600. I think it's 4,639. And I just rounded up to
400, 640. Yeah, I found it right there.
Yeah.
So we still reached out to somehow, 4,640 youths.
Via online. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
really proud
Yeah.
of that. And may I add, we
Definitely.
are, our site is like, I don't know if it's the first to do everything, because there was last year too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did
I
pretty
think
well.
we are
So,
one of the first sites. I'm not sure if we are like the first, but we're definitely like one of the first few ones who started doing online outreaches. So, like, I totally agree with you guys. What in terms of like what goes into planning, what goes into like what's the process like in terms of creating an outreach, booking an event. It's definitely different. Being able to experience like an in-person kind of like environment as during my first year as a site versus my second year this time, which is like everything's just online. I thought I was prepared, but who was prepared for this whole COVID thing, right? So even myself, like I would say that I find that the virtual outreach requires more planning, requires more time to coordinate, to organize, because like emails are definitely top of the list, like whether it's in person or virtual, it's always like, especially this is what we always say, especially if you're a new site or a new assistant, there are times that like the answering emails part feels like a never ending job. Like you kind of like have this feeling like, oh, I need to answer the emails right away kind of thing. And even me as a site, and when I was an assistant before, that was me. Like they're like I would spend hours answering emails, taking on outreaches, and yeah, I would say it's the same thing with the virtual outreach. But then in terms of planning, we needed more time to organize our stuff for virtual outreaches. Like because before when we have a kit, when we have an outreach, we prepare the kit and we don't need to package things. We just give it to the volunteers, send them the manuals, and they go to the classrooms. But this year, I find that packing the individual kits, like let's say for 30 students or like for bigger events, there's like 600 of them with 3 different kits. It's definitely a lot more work. And, like even with the manuals, like I feel like we went into much more detail with the manuals. Like there's like more scripts this year, more presentations that we need to create. But yeah, I mean, it works out. Yeah, it works out at the end. And it's like a huge experiment for us. Like the whole trial and error thing. Like starting from September where we're kind of like, oh, how do we approach this? And then just when we were starting to get used to our system, our situation here changes from like orange to red to red code. So those kind of challenges too are things that we had to face. And yeah.
but we did it, guys. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So yeah, that's kind of what goes on. Oh, and of course, we order the stuff. So usually, we would just package all the kits in the office in at U of M, right? But now, I'm sure there's like a a better way to do it. But we each ordered like, I mean, I know I ordered some stuff and it's
Yeah.
from Amazon, so it comes in like a bulk, right? So now I have like 2 boxes of unused craft sticks, or like, I don't know. I think
Same.
about it as a popsicle stick. Like I just don't know why. But
Yeah.
yeah, and I have a whole box of. I still have like oil here too, like canola oil for the Falcon tubes and the
Oh my goodness.
lava lamps. So
So many Falcon tubes
Same.
in
Yeah.
my house.
My room is like half LTS storage room, half my desk, and a little bit of like bedroom kind of thing, It's pretty much like an LTS storage, to be honest.
I just have like so many boxes too. I don't know. It's just like a pile of like cardboard boxes, and I don't know what to do with them. But yeah.
yeah, my mom
Actually,
even
I
at some
had
point was like, "Oh,
I had extra oil lying around my house that I did not get reimbursed yet. And my mom was making fried chicken and she didn't have enough oil. So she just took it from downstairs. I was like, Mom, I need that for like lava labs. But good thing I haven't gotten it reimbursed yet. So yeah, it comes in handy too.
that happened to me also." Actually, So remember when I said I have 2 jugs of oil? Now I only have 1 jug because like we used the one. I didn't get reimbursed either. So I mean, that's our oil, I guess. So
It's okay.
but yeah, guys, that's kind of the behind the scenes. Where are we going from here, Audrey? I don't know. I'm not sure.
So you draw a name, you're asking them a question, which they don't know what the question is. So it's like, I guess, secret in a way.
Let me grab my notebook of questions. It's empty because I was kidding. Of course, everything is like on the spot. But anyways, my question for you, Andre, is why have you done what you have done? And why do you do what you do? Like, as in, it's basically like, what's your motto? Like,
Noah Centineo?
Thank you.
Yeah. So kind of a broad question because I have so much to say, really.